Hello, it's Dawn Michelle and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at a deck that is so appropriate for this time of year and that I'm super excited to play with this season, and that is the Trick or Treat Tarot by Barbara Moore, illustrated by Jonathan Hunt. So this is one of the beautiful Llewellyn box sets where we have the box and the gorgeous companion guide written by Barbara Moore, who always writes like some of my most favorite tarot guidebooks. So I'm excited to get in and see what she has to share with us there. And then inside we have the deck. So as always, great little setup for a Llewellyn deck. So here's the beautiful backs, which are very Halloween. I love the orange and purple and black with that splashes of that neon green. It just screams Halloween from my childhood, which is fantastic. We're gonna go ahead and jump right into the cards because, like, you know me, I can't wait, and we'll take a look at the guidebook here when we're done. So I have avoided taking a look at this deck or watching any walkthroughs because I really wanted to experience it for myself. So here we have our Fool with this little person, this little child dressed up as a ghost going trick-or-treating. I love that we have the black cat. It's just a great Fool card for this type of energy. And again, it's the Trick or Treat Tarot, so it works really well. I love this High Priestess. I love that we have the tarot reader here in this instance. You know, it's very fitting for this season, but it also is just a great, I think, energy for the High Priestess card in general. So here we have our Empress, where we have the mama dressed up as the kangaroo, and then we have the little trick-or-treaters around her. I mean, just super cute energy. This Emperor is really great. I love it. We have the headless man who's like holding up his head, and he's lighting the way for all the little children who are trick-or-treating. I think that's so cute. Here we have the Hierophant, which so gives me Mr. Rogers vibes like all day long. This deck feels like it taps into a little bit of my own childhood as well, which is really kind of cool. I don't have a lot of decks that do that because that's not generally an energy that I tend to resonate with really well, but I really like it in this sense. It's just something about the way he's dressed, right? And we have the kids all around him, and on the circle carpet and the wooden banister behind him, it just says Mr. Rogers to me. This Lovers is fantastic. I love the couple in front of the full moon with the bats. The Chariot with the cat in the hat, and then thing 1 and thing 2. I mean, that's just super cool. The Strength card is really quite beautiful. Very Beauty and the Beast. And we have our Hermit, where we have the person on top of the house. The Hermit's actually on top of the house, like raining down candy on everybody. And I think that's a really fun energy for the Hermit. Then we have the Wheel of Fortune. I definitely get like some Matrix vibes with this, but like, because we have the red and the blue candy, like the red and the blue pill. I feel like there's some little sci-fi references in this deck too, which just completely floats my boat. Here we have Justice with what kind of looks like the Monopoly man, with the person dressed up as the Statue of Liberty, right? Because this is a Halloween deck, and these are people dressed up for Halloween. This Hanged Man is really cool with the vampire hanging upside down. I love the colors in this deck too. This Death card is super cute because we have Death is offering up the flower, and I just think that's so adorable. This is a very cute deck, and so there's going to be a lot of me going, oh, that's super cute, look at that. So I just apologize, but it is what it is because it's a cute deck. So here we have Temperance, where she's mixing the drinks, and then down here it says readings as well, which is really cool. Again, tapping into that divination kind of energy. The Devil, of course, is someone dressed up as the devil. I think it's a pretty fitting attire for like a trick-or-treat deck, right? These are people dressed up in costumes, so I think it works quite well. I love this tower with the Frankenstein's monster who's actually blowing up the tower here, which is super cool. Then we have the Star with the little ballerina. There's so many little details in this deck that's just really fun to tap into. I love this Moon card. We have the kind of bobbing for apple type of energy, and we have the dogs, but look, we have all the stars and the planets behind her, and she's beautiful. the sun card with the little bat cake and the little child dressed up like a sunflower. I mean, that's a cute sun card, right? Here we have Judgment, which I think is a really clever interpretation of Judgment because we have like these hands and feet. Like this deck makes me happy. It's totally a good mood deck. But we have all these little hands and feet like sticking up, but there's like a plant growing here and there's a flower over here. And I love that this person is very clearly dressed up as an angel, and you can see like the little wire like setting the halo above her head, and the wings look like those little clip-on wings, and she's sitting on a ladder. I mean, it's super cute. I love the idea of someone dressing up as Judgment. And then we have the World card where we have the Fool. So let's flip back over to our Fool. The Fool, and now his basket is full and happy. And how cute is that? It's the little things, right? It's the little things with decks like this that can make all the difference. We had the his little pumpkin basket was sad because it was empty in the beginning of the major arcana, and here it's full and happy, and we've come full circle, and he's back home and he's gonna enjoy his candy. I think that's super cute. So here we have our Ace of Wands. Love the red. This Two of Wands with the person dressed up as a zombie is great. Love that, because on top of the wands there's actually brains. Super cute. Then we have our Three of Wands. Again, another zombie, and this time the little wands have little pumpkins hanging off of them. And the Four, which is cute, and it looks like little ghosts. Little ghosts and pumpkins. Cute little Four. And here's our Five of Wands, which makes me giggle because we have like all these people that are whacking the spider piñata. I mean, that's just like a really great, fun interpretation of the Five of Wands, like really taking the lighter look at things. I think that's fantastic. Here we have our Six of Wands, still getting all that traditional imagery and all that traditional symbolism, but like dressed up in this trick-or-treat vibe. It's really cool. This Whack-A-Mummy also makes me laugh. Like, it's super cute. We have all these wands like coming out the mummy, and you can see the sign behind him, and the bandages are like starting to come off. It's a really cute interpretation. This Eight of Wands is really cool. I love that we have the bats, and I like that they're not doing the traditional like streak across the sky. We just see the whole sky full of these bats. They're all carrying a little wand, and they're the same kind of in the same color tone as the moon, which kind of ties in those two together for me. And I think that's really cool. And I think it's a beautiful card as well. Here we have our Nine of Wands with the person dressed up as a Jedi. I mean, again, a little bit of a sci-fi bent to these cards, which I really love. Our Ten of Wands with our big monster holding all of his wands, just trying to keep it all together. I love that energy. Here we have our Page with our dragon, our person dressed up as a dragon. That's such a cute energy for the Page. This knight cracks me up. Like, if I ever do a second edition of the Good Moods tag, this deck would definitely be in it because there's so many cards in this that make me laugh. Okay, so this makes me think of if you watched Doctor Who, and it was Rory, and he dressed up like he was the last centurion, and he, like, my nerd self is showing. Anyway, that reminds me of him, but like he's got this like box chariot and it's being pulled by a little stuffed horse. I mean, come on, that's just super cute. Definitely get like kind of Wicked vibes here with the green-skinned witch. Super cool for our queen. And our king is sitting in a coffin throne. I mean, that's just pretty cool. And it's so funny because he's got like little rats around him that like you kind of get this idea that like he's a vampire, but maybe he's like the rat king as well. I can't wait to get in the guidebook and see what Barbara has to say about all these cards. So here we have our Ace of Cups, which I love the skull in the cup. That's so cool. Our Two of Cups with the Romeo and Juliet. I mean, so cute, right? Here's our Three of Cups, and definitely getting like Sanderson sister vibes there, right? I mean, that's kind of cool. Here's our Four of Cups with our little dressed up like dinosaur iguana. I don't know what it is. And up here there's a zombie hand with a piece of chocolate that says death by chocolate. And we just get this idea that like they have eaten all of their Halloween candy in like one go. And you know, who among us hasn't done that? So I can totally relate. This 5 of Cups is pretty cool too. Like she's drank all of these already. There's still 2 more for her though, so it's all good. Like she's all set. Joker vibes here with our 6 of Cups. I mean, it's kind of a creepy 6 of Cups, but I kind of dig it. It's kind of cool. And our 7 of Cups with our pick your poison. Super cute. Oh, this 8 of Cups. I'm sorry, this deck just makes me giggle and I'm laughing through the whole thing. So there's no way this is gonna be like a serious walkthrough because I just cannot keep a straight face going through this deck, which is such a good thing. Like, it's such a good thing to have a deck that makes me smile, that makes me happy. It's so refreshing. I love this 9 of Cups. Got the person dressed up as the mermaid, all the cups around her. Super cute. I mean, Wizard of Oz for our 10 of Cups. Fantastic, I love it. All the flying monkeys. Oh my goodness. Here's our page. A little octopus maybe. And she's super cute. And our knight, who is very clearly a knight. He's cool. Our Queen of Cups is quite interesting. I like her skin color, the green tone. And what is this down here is like a fat little doll with wings. That's a bit creepy, but I dig it, I dig it. This King of Cups is everything. Oh my goodness, he is everything. There's a sci-fi movie that has creatures like this in it. The name's totally escaping me. I mean, clearly this person's dressed up because you can see their legs peeking through here and they've got like, you know, flippers, swimming flippers on, whatever they call those. So like he's totally dressed up like that, but it's just super cool. Here we have our Ace of Swords with all the little bats. I like that all the aces have the same theme. I think that's so cool, as in like the same setup. They're all hands peeking through a curtain holding whatever it is that is their suit emblem. That's pretty cool. Ooh, very Jedi feeling here in this 2 of Swords, but I dig it. It's got a great red and blue energy to it, right? 3 of Swords. Oh, a little smash pumpkin. Look at the glow sticks. Oh my goodness. The attention to detail in this deck is amazing. 4 of Swords, this idea of kind of taking our time. Book stacked over here, the little clock. All the little things, the little decorations hanging from the ceiling are cute. Here's our 5 of Swords, which again, just freaking makes me giggle. Oh my goodness. It's like the best thing for Halloween. 6 of Swords. This little Grim Reaper here is super cool, but it looks like it's like a haunted house, right? Like one of those little haunted house with you get in the boat, like it's a ride. It's not real. You know, they're gonna go into this little haunted cavern thing. So that's cool, I like that. Our 7 of Swords with the jester looking there. I love that we have the little raccoon down there. He's got toilet paper wrapped around him. Clearly he's been up to something, right? I love that. This 8 of Swords with this mummy is so cool. I love that like the face is kind of wrapped, but there's like an eye peeking out. Also, like he's wearing flip-flops with his little mummy wrapped feet. That's just kind of funny. This 9 of Swords makes me giggle. Oh my goodness. All these cards make me giggle. I just can't with it. I get the feeling like this is a person and like their significant other has like purposely dressed up to wake them up and scare the crap out of them. This 10 of Swords is awesome. He's like sticking the, oh, what do they call those little dolls? Sticking it in the heart and it's like pinned to the fence. That is just too cool. Oh, look at that Page of Swords with that sword that's so big, he's barely gonna be able to swing it over his head. But you know what? He's gonna do it. I know he is. This is our Knight of Swords with the little ninja coming through the window. Cute. Queen of Swords, Frozen vibes there. I mean, it works, right? Ooh, our King of Swords is quite cool. Is that the like scream face? I don't know. I'm not real big into horror movies. I mean, I guess that's campy horror, but anyway. Okay, onto the Pentacles. I'm so excited to see the Pentacles. Love this for an Ace of Pentacles with the pumpkin with the pentacle carved into it. That's perfect. Here's our little two with the person trying to like divvy up the candy. I mean, I've been in this situation before. Like, hold on. Like, you can't get it all into it right this 5 minutes. And then look at this little person dressed up as a cat down here is like stealing the candy that's falling out of it. Super cute. I love this Three of Pentacles where they're dressing up the scarecrow. That's so cool. Ooh, this Four of Pentacles is really cool. He's all like piled up on his pentacles. I love that we don't get the sort of miser energy out of this, or at least I don't, because that's not how I read the Four of Pentacles. I see it more as like you're gathering your resources, and he definitely looks like he's got his resources. He is set for the season. Like, he's got all the pumpkins he could need. Oh, what a perfect little Five of Pentacles where you have the house that's like not lit up, and you have the trick-or-treaters that are like, oh man, like we gotta skip that one. There's no candy to be found there. There's our Six of Pentacles, the person sitting on the front porch, right? We all have neighbors that do this. They like dress up and they sit on the front porch and they hand out candy and they scare the little kids as they come by, and that's just a great energy for the Six of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles is funny. I've seen people dressed up like that at Halloween parties. Just reminds me of that time. Our Eight of Pentacles with Cruella and all her Dalmatians. That's brilliant. I love it. Here's our Nine of Pentacles with our Elvira energy. I mean, that's perfect for the Nine of Pentacles. And then the Munsters. Oh my goodness, there's a Munsters card. I love the Munsters. That makes me so happy for the Ten of Pentacles. I love it. Here's our Page of Pentacles, and he's getting into the brains. All right, he's a little zombie dressed up like a rabbit, and he's getting into his sherbet brains. So I think that's what it says. His little brain ice cream. Super cute. Here's our Knight of Pentacles going out and defending his little kingdom. Like he's put this thing, you can see the little blue painter's tape over his front door. I mean, that's just super cute. Here's our Queen of Pentacles. Oh, definitely getting the witch from Hansel and Gretel energy there. I don't know if that's the intention, but that's kind of what comes to mind, so that's cool. Look at the face on this King of Pentacles. Oh my goodness. I kind of dig it. Okay, sorry. There was no way to be serious going through that deck. It just... oh, it so makes me giggle. This is very... the Lovers was very Addams Family, right? I mean, it's not exactly, but it gives me that kind of vibes. I feel like this is a deck of like things from my younger years, like from my childhood to trick-or-treating with my own kids. Like there's references to I feel like sci-fi and probably horror movies that I'm probably not picking up on because I don't watch horror. That's not a genre that really floats my boat, but you know, I love all things sci-fi, so there were quite a few references, sci-fi references in here, which I really, really appreciate. Okay, now that I've giggled my way through that entire deck, I do want to take a quick peek at the guidebook just to see what Barbara has in here. And again, beautiful full color Llewellyn guidebook. So here we have a little bit of an introduction. Says tricks and treats, frights and fun, disguises and delights. These are a few reasons adults and kids alike love Halloween. On this night, we create our own identity, and depending on our decorating abilities, our world. I love that. So it says, let's be honest, it's the idea of connecting with something beyond normal reality that most of us hope to get from tarot and possibly from Halloween, even if only subconsciously. We might not think about it much, but there is something about transitional times that recall endings and beginnings. For many of us, September is forever linked to fresh pencils and empty notebooks. So true. Empty notebooks full of potential. It evokes a stronger feeling of the start of a new year than January 1st does. And she talks about fall is a transitional season, while January is kind of smack dab in the middle of winter. Totally makes sense. I love that she's addressing kind of the energy of the season, because I know for me, like the seasonal energy is very important to my practice. And one of the reasons why I love to work with decks that really align with the seasonal energy. So she talks a little bit about working with a tarot. And if you are new to tarot, Barbara Moore Guidebooks. I always recommend decks that she's an author of the book, because she does a really great job of breaking the tarot down in a way that is really understandable. It was some of her guidebooks that really helped me to create my fundamental understanding of the tarot, you know, and this was many years ago. So like, she's a pro and she knows what she's talking about. So anyway, she has a bit about what's in a tarot deck and where do the meanings come from. So again, if you're new to tarot, her guidebooks are fantastic. You can usually pick up one of these decks, read through the guidebook, and start getting to know the cards, and you'll get a pretty decent understanding of kind of the bare bones basic of tarot, which is really fantastic. So she's going to go into the major arcana. Let's see what the Fool says. On Halloween, the world becomes a new place, and we in our costumes become new in it. I love that. Our young ghost steps out into the night with their cat companion to see what adventure awaits. Being a new person in a new world can be scary. It is also exciting and a lot of fun. And then she talks about what this card means when it comes up in a reading, and she has keywords down here which are great, and reversed keywords in case you do read reversals. So that's fantastic. I don't see any direct references to any like shows or anything else like that, but like you probably couldn't have that. It looks like we have roughly the same amount of information for the minor arcana, which is great. Also, it's color coded. I'm gonna try to flip through it maybe this way so you can see. So pentacles are in this green color, swords are in this purple, cups are in this blue, and wands are in this kind of orangey red color, which is super cool. It looks like the majors are in this kind of yellow, and then the introductory stuff is in the orange. And then we have a little bit of purple. Like, that's just fun, right? It makes it easy to kind of flip through and see like what section you're in. And of course it's, you know, a big, beautiful Llewellyn full color guidebook, which I do quite enjoy. I almost always read my Barbara Moore guidebooks just because I love the way she writes and I love the way she approaches the tarot. So I will definitely be diving into that much, much more. So let's go ahead now at this point and let's give this deck a shuffle. I mean, it's a Llewellyn deck. I cannot wait to edge this. Okay, purple, orange, or neon green. What do you think? Leave it in the comments below. I'd love to know if you have this deck and you've edged it, what you edged it in, or if you, you know, just looking at it, what do you think you would edge it in? There's also this kind of maroon color on the front in the titles, which is cool, but I usually like to match my backs because that's just fun. So it's a Llewellyn deck, which shuffles beautifully. I love my Llewellyn decks. They are a great size. I have no trouble getting my hands around them. I have no trouble shuffling them. They riffle beautifully. Like, look at that, fabulous. And of course they overhand well. They are a bit on the glossier side. I feel like the cardstock has changed slightly in the last year or two. I'm trying to remember, like, I recently bought the Raven's Prophecy. That's an older deck, but it is on this newer cardstock. And I do feel like this cardstock is a little bit different. Like, it's a little bit glossier than maybe like some of my other Llewellyn decks. It's definitely glossier than some of my really old Llewellyn decks, you know, like my Green Witch or something like that. But it's still a really wonderful working cardstock. Okay. What should we do with it now? I was trying to think what would be interesting to pair this deck with. Like, I don't have a ton of spooky season inspired oracle decks because like I have like one or two that I really work with and that's pretty much it. So I would normally like break out a bunch of different oracle decks that I would pair with this, but I don't actually have a ton. You know what might actually go really well with this? I'm gonna just check and see. I'm kind of just curious if this Oracle of the Shapeshifter, because it kind of has, I mean, I could pull out like the, you know, like my vampire oracle and stuff like that, but that doesn't feel like it has quite the right energy. So let's pull out the Oracle of the Shapeshifter and see how it pairs with it, because I feel like maybe they might play well together. the Oracle of the Shapeshifters, like it can have a little bit of that Halloween type energy because for one, it's shapeshifters, and two, it's kind of like, you know, that like Barbara was talking about in the guidebook where you're, you know, kind of stepping into being someone else for a little while. So let's just see how these two pair together. Again, they're different art styles, you know, different artists. And we're definitely not in the full-on like Halloween theme with the Oracle of the Shapeshifters, but I feel like they might go together really well. So here we have Kitsune with I Will Show You Whom to Trust between the Five of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. That's kind of cool. Let's just do a few flip throughs. I mean, I don't feel like the art is jarring in any sort of way. Like, I mean, I definitely have other Oracle decks that like if I threw them down here on the table with this deck, there would be like a very big noticeable difference. I feel like these are pretty cohesive actually. So we have Wolf Moon with I Will Watch Over You between the Six of Wands and the Seven of Cups. It's kind of interesting. Little Red Riding Hood with I Am Not a Victim between the Empress and the Knight of Cups. I don't know, what are we thinking? What are we thinking about this pairing? Hedgehog Love, I love that card. Positive, uplifting new friends between the Two of Swords and the Magician. I really like that. You know, cultivating new friendships that might fulfill us more than perhaps past friendships have. That's pretty cool. So you inspire trust and confidence with Snow White and her animal friends. I won't dilly-dally too long on these, but I just kind of want to flip through them. Beauty and the Beast. You need some space in a relationship between the Queen of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles. That's really interesting. Beautiful Little Worm. Take care of yourself between the Page of Pentacles and the Tower. Definitely kind of a warning message there. Like, take care of yourself or things aren't going to work out very well for you. Just do a couple more. Deep Dark Sea Mermaid with the Queen of Swords and the Nine of Cups. Let's do one more. Bats in the Belfry. You can achieve great things between the Page of Cups and the Ace of Wands. That's pretty cool. I like that. So yeah, this is an interesting little pairing. This is an interesting little Oracle deck. I don't use it very often, but I feel like it does really resonate well with this time of year. So yeah, I mean, I think this is just like a super fun deck. It's definitely one that I think really adds a bit of levity and it feels like trick or treat in a deck, right? I have other decks for this time of year that feel very dark and spooky or really dive deep into the shadow or, you know, have more of that darker side or that more serious side of the energy. And I love that this is light and playful. And I think that, like for me personally, I need a good mood deck for every season. And I think this is definitely going to be my good mood deck for the October spooky season because like this deck just makes me laugh. It's such a good mood deck. And it's a good mood deck in the way that trick-or-treating when you're a kid is just like the ultimate, right? You get to dress up and you get to go out and you get to beg for candy from your neighbors and do all the things that you're not supposed to do, you know, in your normal everyday life. And I love that this deck really takes a look at that and really highlights it and brings it out into our conscious awareness. Like, I love that everything is like decoration. You can see that like this person is wearing a costume and this sort of snowy landscape that she's in front of is like a cardboard cutout. And then we have the snowflakes that are hanging down. Like there's nothing real in here. It's all illusion and it's all fun and it's all like a trick or a treat, which I think is really fantastic. It's a really great fun energy for this time of year. And I don't have any other Halloween type decks like this. I did have the Halloween Tarot at one point, which is super cute and kitschy, but it was a little too into that energy for me. I also love all of the references in this deck that I'm able to kind of like pull in from my own childhood, from my kids' childhood, and that just to me like that just makes a deck meaningful on more than one level, right? Because I can look through here and I can think about instances or situations where I have experienced this energy in my own life. So it makes the deck feel quite personal, like the Hocus Pocus vibe here, or the, here it is. This might be my absolute favorite card in the deck because I grew up watching the Munsters all the time. Like, I'm not that old. Like, it was on, like, you know, reruns on like the, I don't know, the channel that played all the old TV shows, right? It's still around. I used to watch that a lot as a kid. And honestly, I still watch this show. I still have the entire series of the Munsters. So unlike A Cat in the Hat, oh my goodness, my oldest, his favorite book in the whole wide world when he was a kid was The Cat in the Hat Comes Back. And I think that my husband and I could probably, if we really stopped to think about it, could recite that book word for word because we read it every single night for years. Like, we tried to get him to read other things. Nope, that was the book he wanted to read. So there's so many little personal tie-ins, and then there's just so many things in here that are just like, oh my goodness, they just make me giggle. And I really, really enjoyed it. This is definitely like a good mood deck for sure. And I think it's really great to have that darker energy because I know, like, for me personally, I spend a lot of time in that dark energy in October. I spend a lot of time working with my dark decks, and I've really discovered that I like having at least one deck that is like a good mood deck for every month, every season. Like, I have a deck that I can pull out when I'm just like, I don't know, I need a laugh, or I'm having a bad day, or I just need a fun message. This is definitely, I think, going to be my deck for that for October and for the spooky season because it's just fantastic. So there you go. I'm going to have to make a bag, and like, I'm going to get to go Halloween fabric shopping because that's my favorite. Although the box set thing is great too. I cannot wait to get into this guidebook. It's going to be so much fun. And there you have it. That's a look at the Trick or Treat Tarot by Barbara Moore and illustrated by Jonathan Hunt. This is available from Llewellyn, and I will of course leave a link for it for you in the description box below. I want to thank Barbara for sending me this deck to share with you today. It's been such a treat to go through it together, and I'm really looking forward to playing with it this spooky season. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to sharing with you again soon.